Hey guys, what is going on? The Zip of Rage Quit TV. Hopefully I'm going to be casting a normal game now because I just casted Cats vs TLO. And well, I found out casting a game that goes for 40 minutes and the supply is constantly below 100 food that entire 40-minute period is pretty hard. I mean, that was definitely one unique game. Going a little bit more standard, WhiteRa versus Riff. And Riff is saying, oh man, I want one of those shirts. WhiteRa saying, where are you from? Austria. This game was played on the European server. And we'll see exactly what Riff does. He is going to be throwing down a 10 supply depot. WhiteRa going to be throwing in a 9 pylon. And ooh, that is pretty cool. WhiteRa goes, where are you from? Austria? Okay. Go to my channel. You can buy my shirt. And there'd be a little bit WhiteRa joke. We ask where you from, then we sell. I don't know what a WhiteRa joke to go. I'm sure one of you can think of a WhiteRa joke there about the first we build it, then we defense it. I think it was. Man, I'm drawing such a brain fart right now. We do have a 12 racks going down, and Riff, are you going to go for a 13 gas? Or are you going to be doing a 1 racks fast expand? The map is Antiga shipyard, and WhiteRa, he is going for a forge right now, so he's going to be doing a forge fast expand against a Terran player. I actually have not seen this that often. WhiteRa using his Zerg build against a Terran player, and this may catch Rift just way off guard. The probe is going to be coming in. Is he going to do a little bit of harassment? The SCV is already chasing it. He does not want any tasing to go on. So, the SCV knows the probe is put at 99% and just says, nope, you're not protesting. All you probes cannot come into base and do a sit-in and stop us from doing anything. They kick it out and are going to be going into Terran. And, into a Marine, but I was reading this. And there we go. WhiteRa now explains the Forge Fast Expand. He thought Riff was a Zerg. Whoops! Little bit of a mistake, and now Riff knows that WhiteRa is going to be going for a fast expansion build, and that probe is just going to be getting away. Or maybe Riff was saying, I'm going to be fast expanding. Ooh, you thought I just called your build? Well, I was telling you what I was doing. But of course WhiteRa does know that because the probe did go in the base, saw the 1 barracks, didn't see any gas, so he knows it's going to be a 1 barracks fast expand. He is getting a photon cannon and a gateway. Of course, WhiteRa is a Brood War player, so he could make a Forge Fast Expand work against a Terran player. Riff is coming in here. He's like, oh, LOL. You were not joking, sir. And Riff will probably be a little bit confused. You normally don't do the Forge Fast Expand. You go into a 16 or 15 Nexus into gateways and Chrono Boost units out. Cannons don't really do that much against Terran as they do Zerg. They are good though, and they can definitely stop Thor rushes or lots of Marines. They can stop a lot of things, but that will just allow Rift to take a quick 3rd base if he wants to, because all the Protoss timings will be very slow. Or maybe Rift could just go into Banshees and get Cloak and contain WhiteRa to his base, because again, that Robo facility will be coming out so much later, as that Cybernetics Core now just starting. His warp gates won't finish until the 9-minute mark, it looks like. And that's very good news for Rift, but he is just going to be going for a lot of bio, getting his gas now. 2 geysers going up. And these 2 extra barracks. We'll see exactly what he ends up doing. And another gateway is coming down for WhiteRa. So it looks like he is just playing this game PvZ style against a Terran player. Will this work or not? He is getting a Stalker out now, and I'm assuming he'll be going for upgrades really fast and just keep on getting them because he has no other choice. He's got the Forge, might as well make it work. And the Chrono Boost goes down on a probe, but it is supply capped as the pylon does finish though, so just a little bit of that Chrono Boost wasted, not a big deal at all. This SCV is still in the base. He is going to see the 2 more gates go down from WhiteRa. This warp gates is being chrono boosted, and will this finish before my 9-minute guess? Protoss players are always so hard to guess their upgrade timings just because they can chrono boost it a lot or they chrono boost it not much. It's so, like, volatile in their timing. The Twilight Council is being built, so he will be going into Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers are very good against what Riff is doing. Just this one gate expand because everything's going to be a little bit late of him. If WhiteRa was going for just a normal build, he may go for Blink Stalkers. Blink would be started by now, maybe just about finished. And they could just blink a bunch of Stalkers up here, do damage. Then all the Marines would come up here, defend the Blink Stalkers. Essentially would come in here, force field the ramp, and then this base would be vulnerable. Blink Stalkers is so ridiculously good against Gasless Expand. WhiteRa just doing it a little bit different. He's doing Charge, actually, not going to be going for Blink. I should have known that because WhiteRa really likes Charge. He always goes Charge first. I don't know why I said Blink. Just watch any game and he will get Zealot Charge before Blink. He loves that ability. The Marauders are coming out. He does have concussive shells. This is going to be timed with stim packs, it looks like. Oh, and maybe the anti-timing. He may attack when stim packs is about 20 seconds away from completing. That would be bad. As now all these gates are up in whoop gate, so he's going to be whooping in a lot of units, and this may just be an anti-timing. 30 seconds until stim pack is done. The scan goes down. No stim for you. The charge is going to be finishing around the time stim pack does. And this cannon is doing some work. Force fields go down. Units cannot run away. And again, no stim pack. So, well, I mean, the DPS is just so low. Stim just about finishing as this push is over. Stim is now done, but what good is Stim now? I think Griff just hit that little anti-timing. It would have been much more beneficial to wait about 20 seconds, then move out so Stim finishes as you engage in that battle. Stim pack helps so much. And you'd also have combat shields. He was so close to both Stim and combat shields before he engaged that. I think that was a huge mistake. Combat shields and Stim would have made that push so much scarier. WhiteRa is going for level 2 ground armor. And Rift doesn't have any upgrades yet, so WhiteRa just using this one forge, as I did say, making it work. Getting armor upgrades as fast as possible. And taking his third base, so he is staying ahead on bases against this Terran player. And that is not a good thing to let a Protoss do to you if you are Terran. You want to kind of stay even on bases, if not more bases than them. This one factory is going out to scout. We'll see the third Nexus and be like, oh my god, I'm on 2 bases. Oh, Mr. is going up just in case DTs came in the base, as I believe he scanned and saw the Twilight Council. No, he does not see that Twilight Council at all. So he is just playing as safe as he possibly can. A Templar Archives for WhiteRa will be being built. And with this all this armor upgrade, I don't think he'll be going Archons. He could still. I mean, Archons are pretty tanky units without any shield upgrades. The armor upgrades don't really do anything for them. They only have 10 HP. So, I mean, the armor upgrade may lower it by like 3 damage. SCVs come off the line, scans, sees all of the units out here, and decides that's not enough, and I'm just going to go back to mining, and these 5 SCVs are going to be sitting there to repair. I don't know if he knows charge is done or not. WhiteRa just waiting for his +2 armor to finish. He is not going to be doing the anti-timing. And if this finishes and he goes out to attack, I would not be surprised. Factory comes in, sees WhiteRa's third base. And WhiteRa may just... oh no, he is going to be attacking as that +2 does finish. And no upgrades at all for Riff. He comes up, sees a supply depot and bunkers, decides that is not a good idea. One Zealot will be waiting, and he is going for +3 ground armor right now. Doesn't have any weapons, just going straight for that armor. And if Rift doesn't get any upgrades, these Marines aren't going to do any damage. Oh no, he does have +1 on his bio, so they will be doing 4 damage. It looks like 2 +3 armor units, or 5 damage to +2. Actually, wait. Zealots have a natural 1 armor, so 4 damage and 3 damage. That is not much damage for those Marines, but they do have Stimpack now, and a few Marauders going out. They do a lot of DPS. 2 buildings, 2 cannons will be built in the nick of time, I think, and WhiteRa will easily be able to defend this. We have Ghost coming out for Riff. WhiteRa +3 is about halfway done, and here we go. Medevac's going to be coming in as that cannon does finish. And everything's going to land. Have to take out this cannon so the medevacs do not go down. and then WhiteRa will be coming in to defend. Not too much damage is going to be done. Does he have Blink? No, he doesn't. Feedbacks go off on these medevacs. This one medevac lives with 5 HP. That is very close to death. If these Stalkers had Blink, both those medevacs would have been down, and that would have been a lot of units killed. Mule is going to be landing to repair this one medevac, I can only assume. Repair! Repair! And there he goes. WhiteRa's +3. Just about finished now, and we have 1 armor for the Terran player finishing. He needs to get more upgrades, as WhiteRa is going to be so far ahead in upgrades. I think the +3 armor, again, just helps so much. Those Zealots are going to be immortals. That's how bad it will be. WhiteRa doing a poor job macroing, though. Sitting at 1k, 1k, has these 2 gateways not in warp gate form. And getting another forge. So he's going to be starting on his weapons and shields at the same exact time. And going to try to go for a 3-3-3. I was wrong. He is getting a lot of Archons. Not going to be using those for Storm. And WhiteRa is taking his 4th base. The Terran player Rift has just now taken his 3rd base. Mobius reactor for those ghosts on the way, so he will be getting lots of EMPs. But Rift, I'd say, is in quite a bit of trouble. WhiteRa is going to have such a big upgrade advantage. Rift is going to need to get the most beautiful EMPs off ever, or this drop is going to have to do a lot of damage. But again, 2 cannons are here. That will buy enough time for WhiteRa's force to warp in and defend it. WhiteRa is going to be taking out these destructible debris. There is a supply depot here for Rift, so he knows that is coming. And this one Marine is going to stim up and look at the army behind the Zealots, as he doesn't really see it. No, he sees Archons too. So he probably has a great idea what that is, and WhiteRa doesn't fully take it out, just makes it extremely weak, so he can just go knock on it, take it out, and then go into the main. Maybe Rift will forget about that. And WhiteRa's 4th is now up. It's 94 probes to 61 SCVs. During this army tab, you do see the Terran player with a much larger sized army, but WhiteRa going for shield and weapon upgrades right now. The Terran player should still only be at 1-1. Yeah, he is just at 1-1, and WhiteRa is going to be at 1-3-1. And soon 2-3-2, and then 3-3-3, and that is when WhiteRa becomes extremely scared. This drop is coming. WhiteRa does morph in Zealots and can deal with that. The cannons go down, but that's not a big loss for WhiteRa, especially when he's stacking 1,500 minerals. The Zealots clean up this wall, and looks like he tries to go into Rift space, but Ghosts do snipe them. Only 2 workers killed, not many at all compared to Rift, only being able to kill 9 probes. And 3 Zealots going to be coming back in. Rift does have his 4th command center up, but it's not lifted up anywhere. And there we go, the Zealots going to be coming in. WhiteRa hasn't used a Warp Prism yet this game, which is a little bit odd. As I say that, there is a Warp Prism with 4 High Templars. Wow, I could have not been more off on that. And now it looks like he's going to come in. And will he be doing it? Yes, he is going to be doing it. We have 9 workers killed. Oh, no, I don't know how many that was. So many, though. Oh, my God. 26 workers killed for WhiteRa now. He is at 94 probes to 47 SCVs. Rift has to make something happen. He is taking this gold base, but WhiteRa is there stopping this. Rift falling way behind in this economy. WhiteRa has his 4th base up, but nothing really is mining from it. He has a lot of probes doing nothing somewhere. I don't know where the hell he has 90 probes. It does not look like that to me. Force fields are going down. WhiteRa is just saying, okay, well, I can delay you as much as I want. He does have two weapons, 2 shields on the way. And Rift is going in, and WhiteRa actually could be in a little bit of trouble, but he does have 2 Colossus, and those will do a lot of damage. It's all going to come down to the micro here for Rift. Will he be able to do this perfectly? Does he have good EMPs? He has a lot of ghosts. These High Templars do come back. They may have energy in this Warp Prism. Here we go. The storms are going to be going down, and this is horrible for Rift. Oh my God. Those storms do so much, and he can even feedback. There we go. Feedback's going off on those ghosts. Rift. Oh, man, that does hurt. All his units are in the deep, deep red. These Colossus and Archons will just clean multiple units up per volley. And Rift has to back up. WhiteRa doing such a good job there. pulling his high templates back in that warp prison to get those storms off. At the same time, he is taking another base. We still have this one dropship, no units in it, and a nuke is going off. It looks like he has just a guessing nuke. Just laying there, and WhiteRa is actually going to be falling for this. He is going in. Oh my god, that nuke does a lot of damage, and Riff could not be happier right now. That is what he needed to stay in this game, but WhiteRa has so much banked up. 4K, 2K versus the 2K 100. WhiteRa, he is not even upset, man. Oh man, how can you be upset if a nuke hits you? I mean, nukes are just the coolest thing in the game. You get nuked, you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. It's like the one thing in the game that could be the most OP thing ever if it hits you, and you're not even upset about it. And Riff, could he still be in this? It's looking very grim. He's at 1-1, while WhiteRa is at 2-2-3. These Bioforces are just walking into the Doom as a bunch of lasers do come. Those Colossus are low on life, and those Vikings are coming. They can pick off those Colossus very easily if they get a few volleys. Everything again just low on life, and it looks like a few Colossus will be going down. Stim goes down. He is going to be picking apart those Colossus, but more Archons and Colossus are on the way. Riff has to back off, and again has to get beautiful EMPs off. And more Archons for WhiteRa are morphing in, and this can be very dangerous just because these units can be made obsolete with 3 EMPs. 3-3 is on the way though, so WhiteRa may hit just the plethora of upgrades, being at 3-3-3 against 1-1. I mean, Riff is just way behind in the upgrades. And WhiteRa is at 200 while Riff is at 172. And has a lot of Ghost. I mean, if he gets perfect EMPs off, he may have a chance. Riff is going to come in, try to take this one base out. And this Nexus will be falling, it looks like, but his units are going to be in a horrible position to fight. And WhiteRa is not going to take advantage of that. He's just going to say, okay, you take one of my bases, I take one of yours. And this is an eye for an eye trade. And oh my god, all those Ghosts. And the units are still left with pretty decent shields. The Colossus got hit, but those Archons didn't get hit as much. And the Bioforce is nowhere near. Those Ghosts just got suicided, and that goes any chance Rift has to win this game. And that's cute. Those Bio units would taking that high ground advantage, and those Templars and Archons couldn't hit them. But again, those armor upgrades are just playing so much of a role. 3 weapons just about finished, and the 3 shields for these Archons while everything is coming in here. Will they finish, or will the GG happen before the upgrades? That is the question here. There goes the, ooh, la la, good game. And, well, Riff saying bad game by me, well played. 3 weapons finished, but the shields, they don't, they get almost finished. 26 more seconds, and he would have been at 3-3-3.